Bienvenue sur ma plateforme de youtube.com. Je suis Nouveau Trini et vous présente la deuxième partie de la campagne 2020 en vue des élections parlementaires du 10 août 2020. À quoi s'attendre cette dernière semaine de campagne? Nous voici, dernier jour de la campagne électorale, le 8 août 2020. On peut surtout noter la croissance en intensité et l'accentuation des points qui sont les suivants. Les points positifs: mobilisation électorale et conscientisation autour du thème de moralité dans la gestion des affaires publiques, exhortation à l'utilisation du droit de vote et résistance aux tentatives de soudoiement et de corruption de l'électorat par certains ténors de l'opposition parlementaire et non parlementaire les derniers jours de campagne. On a noté, même jusqu'à la veille, livraison d'appareils ménagers et autres commodités pour soudoyer ou corrompre les électeurs, les invités à voter pour eux. Ensuite, invitation au respect scrupuleux des mesures barrières, c'est-à-dire des mesures restrictives dues à la pandémie, le jour du vote, le 10 août 2020. Les aspects négatifs ou le point négatif: accentuation de la politique négativiste ou nihilistique pratiquée par toutes les oppositions parlementaires et non parlementaires, à laquelle s'ajoute le revirement spectaculaire de 180 degrés sur certaines questions à 48 heures du scrutin, à savoir sur la pandémie et le financement de la création de 50 000 emplois à créer par l'UNC, United National Congress, ce qui témoigne d'un manque de crédibilité et injection de confusion dans une partie de l'électorat, surtout chez les indécis. Cette posture négativiste ou nihilistique est souvent aux dépens du progrès ou des réformes salutaires pour le pays et la population dans son ensemble. On note malheureusement également la politique de colorisme, ce que j'appelle du colorisme parce que à mes yeux c'est pas vraiment du racisme, par insinuation. Du colorisme donc par insinuation, c'est accentué très gravement au point que le Premier ministre sortant a appelé l'UNC pour des excuses et la suppression d'une des publicités qui avilit les afro-descendants. La plateforme incriminée a supprimé la publicité en question. Et ce responsable feigne publiquement de ne point savoir de quelle pub il s'agissait. Comme je l'ai signalé en partie 1, c'est un risque avec lequel il ne faut pas flirter, car les dérapages peuvent concourir à des affrontements regrettables et où irréversible rien ne se fait pour le maîtriser ou s'abstenir de son usage comme une arme de mobilisation électorale. Ensuite, perte de confiance dans ou en les politiciens et perte de confiance dans le processus électoral, surtout parmi les laissés-pour-compte ou inadaptés d'une société certes attentionnée, mais très élitiste et compétitive. 16% d'indécis. Certaines enquêtes publiées à ce jour donnent un léger avantage au People National Movement. Cependant, on considère que c'est très serré. L'irruption de politiciens au rencard et d'intellectuels opportunistes aigris ou déçus s'alignant sur des oppositions parlementaires ou non parlementaires ces dernières semaines, démontrant ainsi leur mécontentement égoïste et ou vacuité intellectuelle en cette étape de développement du pays inconséquent. Ils appuient vraiment irrélévante et inconséquent. En toile de fond, quelques pages ou annonces publicitaires en anglais facile des deux gladiateurs, le PNM, l'UNC et autres. Basés sur les faits visuels et audiovisuels, faites vos pronostics pour le matin du 11 août. Merci de votre attention. Thank you for watching.
We're in the middle of the COVID pandemic, and this is serious business.
But everybody know that.
This is about people and not politics.
Politicking again.
Remember she said she had a secret plan to bring people back into the country?
You must have a plan. And I have one and we have one, but I'm not telling it.
Thank God, good sense with you. The government says, lock down the borders. Kamla says, open the borders. The government is using the science. Kamla, using the sunlight.
Sunlight will kill COVID-19. Sunlight.
The government says, restrict mass gatherings. Kamla says, open the bars.
Something is really wrong with her.
The government says, wear masks and use sanitizer, and so UNC says, use punching, lime,
Because punching and lime does wonders, as you know.
and insulin.
Drugs such as insulin. But, Mr. Deputy Speaker, you don't use insulin to treat COVID-19.
So imagine if Kamla and the UNC get into power after the elections. So on August 10th, leave the UNC space blank.
I said that.
This election, I'm not taking no chances with the COVID or Kamala.
Never.
That was a paid political advertisement.
Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
Well, that's one PNM promise broken, but not the only one. Remember, PNM promised to clean up corruption, but whether it's fake well funny money or insider rental rip-offs, their broken promises are costing us plenty. Let's stop getting our pockets bare. Vote UNC.
That was a paid political advertisement.
Millions of dollars every year to rent office space, money that could be used for healthcare, to secure borders, to fight against crime. The PNM don't see any problem with this arrangement because they say the government needs the space. But on August 10th, you get to decide. Is it okay for the government to spend millions in public funds to rent property from one of its own government minister's family?
I know
That was
that there are people in this country who will make a song and dance if we conclude this project now, as it is about to be concluded. My last advice is that we are one clause away from conclusion. Just so happens to be 2 weeks away from an election. I know that if we sign that document this week, that will be the talking point of many to misrepresent. So as Prime Minister, I made the commitment that the government of Trinidad and Tobago, which we will be on August 11th, the government will sign the document of the OWP. And you can take that to the bank as long as the conditions are right. The government is committed to concluding the process with the OWP. There's a clear alternative on this situation. There are those who said that we will kill it, and they, as the state, will restart it. We believe that in the public interest, that non-starter should be rejected across the board. Whether you are Petrotrin family or a person living in St. James or Tobago, it is not in our interest as people to go back to a situation here where the taxpayer operates the refinery and the business to lose $2 billion a year simply because somebody wants to be popular to the taxpayer. That is no use to the taxpayer. What is in the taxpayer and the children's interest is to keep this the benefit of the hard work that we have done. And today I want to thank the board the board of Petrotrin that worked with the cabinet to move this country from here to there. You know them by name. And they were patriots who came to the court, put their talent to bear, worked with the minister to bear. And that is the outcome. This is the best job. We are the best job. With a PNM government.
Trying to ensure that the people of Trinidad and Tobago can best act.
You want to smile again? Vote ILP and say yes.
Tonight, I want to say to Ms. Kamla Prasad Bisesa and the UNC, I'm a proud black man in this country, and you have offended me. And you have insulted all black people in this country by that caricature in your advertisement.
A destitute black child is saved from short death by the UNC. A desperate young black woman, hungry and starving, scorned by the Keith Rowley lookalike, but finds a sympathy in Kamal, who gives her a much-needed meal.
Get something to eat, please.
The latent symbolism has not gone unnoticed by a now incensed population, even sparking a new hashtag, I am not suffering. And it definitely has not escaped the now fronted sensibilities of the Prime Minister.
It's not only black people in this country that couldn't produce a hungry little child. It's not only black people in this country that are at the mercy of others. And Kamla Prasad Bisesa and your UNC friends, I know what the yellow bananas mean. It's monkey that has split banana.
Dr. Rowley says he is, however, not surprised by the portrayal of black people in the UNC's ads. As he says, it is not the first time the opposition leader has displayed this type of mindset.
Avinash Singh is a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. He just happened to be of East Indian ancestry, and he lives over there in Chaguanas West, and he chose the PNM under our constitution. He was free to associate with any political party that he wanted to. Kamla Prasad Bisesa was Prime Minister at the time. You know what her reaction to that was? She went down there in Chaguanas and telling the people of Chaguanas in a seat that she didn't have to go to win. Because it was a foregone conclusion that they would have won it. She went down there, and her big issue was that the PNM has taken one of our own.
And with just a few days to the general election, the Prime Minister is reminding the electorate that these are the actions of persons running for office.
That is how they see us, that's how they think about us, and we reject it. And if you want to lead this country, you must apologize for those that caricature that you put there in your advertisement.
The offending acts